Wait, folks, how's it all going? And oh man, look at the Pellet Pro. Oh, don't they look beautiful there? Both these grills I've had for quite some time now. And you're looking at the one on the right there, the vertical Pellet Pro, and you're saying, Tom, what is that box on the top there? See it up there? What is that? Well, that's a new accessory that Smoke Daddy Inc. came out for the vertical pellet grill, and it's actually a convection fan. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to install it on the first model of the Pellet Pro series. And there's actually, they've got a 2.0 is out now. Awesome. Folks, if you're looking for a lot of room on a pellet grill, this thing is got 4 shelves in it, and it's got more room than anything else on the market at its price point. And it's got a 35-pound hopper, and it's got a PID, and it's got stainless steel shelves, and it's got everything. Folks, it's an awesome vertical cooker. You can just get a ton of food on there, and that new fan we put on there really helps to even out them temperatures and make them perfect all the way from the top to the bottom. So tell you what, why don't you take a look and see how I did it. All right, so let's get started. There's the Pellet Pro in its glory. Now, let's just do a little history. This is the first version of the vertical. They have a new version out, and there's a few things that are different on it. They got different latches down there. The new ones have actually an opening on the top. See where this plate is? That was originally for what they were thinking for a circulation fan, but abandoned it. So this plate is now up on top. And so when it comes to installing it, all you gotta do is remove the plate, drill a hole, I believe, and there's instructions for it, and then go for it. But the fan really doesn't work so well on the side here. So we're gonna put it in the top here, and let's take a quick look at it in the land of grills. So let's take a look at it. So here it is laying on its side. It's got a nice on and off switch. The cord is 6 foot. I have measured it. We're going to drill. It's got 4 standoffs here that go either way. And you've got some screws that help hold things together. And then the hole here, that is a 1/2 inch. So I'm probably going to drill 5/8. You got to drill very carefully, make sure it's right. And then what we'll do is I'll give you step by step through it. And there's the blade. Obviously it is removable, so that if it all gets greased up and all that, you can take it off and clean it off. So I'm really excited to see how this performs. Let's get it on there, and obviously we're going to run it. And all I've got is some sausage today. I'm going to do some low smoke Polish sausage, and getting ready for Easter coming up next week. So let's get going. All right, on the inside, I wanted to show you this. You get the new version of these, and they have different grates. These grates are a little hard to clean, and they've got some sharper edges on it. So they option 2. So now if you order these things, they come with the different grates. You can go to smokedaddyinc.com and take a look at it. But these work, but the new ones are better. All right, so one of the questions you might have is, why do we need a fan? And you really don't. It works just fine with it, but what the fan will do is it'll even out the temperatures throughout. And I've always said, when I'm cooking on it, that is at the bottom shelf, the one you're seeing right there, that's always the lowest temperature up there. Remember, heat rises along with the smoke, and the sweet spot has always been this shelf and this shelf. Those always been the sweet spot. And what this will do, this will even it out and make, hopefully, the sweet spot on all the shelves. All right, folks, first thing you want to do is you want to take the cover off. There's 4 of these screws, 4 on each side, so 8. And then the cover just comes off, just like that. And this is what I like about Smoke Daddy. No nuts on the inside or anything. Everything just makes it so simple to do. So let's get it lined up. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to drill a hole for the shaft. Like I said, that's 1/2 inch. So I guess I could go with a 1/2 inch. Actually, you know what? I am going to do 1/2 inch. If I need to go a little bit bigger, I'll go a little bit bigger. In fact, I'm going to get a step drill and do it with a step drill. I'll be right back. All right, stop if you're watching this. Remember how I said I was going to drill a hole big enough for the nut? Well, I decided, well, doesn't this whole thing come apart? And yes, it does. So there's the nut. There's this, not like a washer, but it's a collar. And then there's a clip in here that you can pull out with a screwdriver, and that goes in there. And then this goes on top, and then your fan would go in, then your nut would go in. So this will greatly reduce the size of the hole that we're going to drill to, let's see here, about 1/4 inch. So I'm going to use step drill, And I'm going to try, I'll probably go a little bit bigger than a 1/4 inch. I don't want nothing rubbing here. And I ain't no master mechanic, so I can't get it right. So we'll probably go, I don't know, maybe 3/8, maybe a little less. So we'll use step drill and give you a look-see. All right, so before we drill, we want to figure out where we want this to be. Now, a lot of people would want to put maybe the controls toward the front, but then you got to reach over the door and anything to turn it on and off. So I'm leaning toward putting it toward the side of the pellet hopper. That way it's right by the controls and you can just reach over and walk over to it and turn it on and off. So that's where I'm going to do it. So I'm going to mark off, like I said, this corner is kind of out of the way. You can put it wherever you want. But I'm going to put it in this corner over here by the pellet hopper. That way it's by all the controls. All right, there's my holes drilled. Like I said, I went 5/16. So that's how it's going to sit. And then those standouts are on there. I meant it to lift it up a little bit so that your fan is toward the top, not sitting way down. But I mean, if you wanted to put it on like this, you certainly could put it on like this. It's just the fan would be a little bit lower. So, but I'm going to go with the way that it's designed to go, the way that the people at Smoke Daddy designed it to go. So we're going to go like that. We'll drill those holes next. All right, there we are on the inside. You can see where the shaft comes through now. Folks, I make these videos so you can learn from my mistakes. And I'm not really sure there's a mistake there, but there's a channel that runs on both sides, and I believe that's reinforced the top for lifting. Remember, there's 2 lifting eyes on top of the smoker, and I believe that's what those are. Now, those 2 holes on that one side are going to be into that. So that's going to create a little bit of a challenge as to how I handle that. But, there's part of me that says, I don't think it's a big deal to have the fan that low. And just putting it on like that with a little gasket, high heat gasket on the top, and calling it good, and then using the sheet metal screw through that channel, because that's going to be a pain in the butt to drill all the way through. Then I'll have to get some longer screws. Whereas I think I got some stainless steel sheet metal screws that I can run these things with. That'll work just good. So I think maybe that's what I'm going to do. So keep on watching, folks. All right, you can see I put the top shelf in, and it's really not that big of a deal. That is what I'm going to do. Because of that channel there, I'm gonna put it a little bit further down into the smoker itself. It'll be just fine. So we'll continue on attaching it, show you that, and then get the fan hooked up here. All right, so I took my high heat gasket that I have. Obviously, I do a lot of modifications of grills, so I use them all the time. And just cut one and put it the seal off the shaft. This will go tight against the bottom here, and then these are our 4 holes. And here's my stainless steel sheet metal screw that I'm going to use to attach this to the top. So we'll get to doing that next. All right, got 2 of my stainless steel sheet metal screws. I just want to check everything before I put the other 2 in, and I want to make sure that those nuts that are on the bottom that hold the fan on are still clearing. Here, let's go over to the other side. Give you a better look-see here. I don't know if you can see it from here. No, you can't, but I can. And those bottom nuts that actually hold the fan on, I didn't want them touching and vibrating. So I did put the fan on, because we want to run it a little bit and make sure everything's good. Now you got to remember that nut that's on there, that's reverse thread. So it's not righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. It's the other way around. So let's fire her up here. So there she is, all operating. So I can put these other two sheet metal screws. You can see there's one of them coming out, and the other one is in the channel. That's why I went that route. And I think this is going to work great. So let's get it buttoned up, shall we? All right, folks, got it all back together. There it is, running. Whisper quiet, folks. Tell you what, all that's left to do is fire it up, and we'll have to watch those gauges on the front door there to see how they're doing. And I'll tell you what, that'll be, let me get it fired up, and then we'll give you a look-see. All right, folks, got her fired up and going now for about 15-20 minutes. Low smoke is what I got set at, and she's at 164, so it's really good. Let's take a look at our temp gauges here. You can see we're right around that 160-ish on the top one, 160-ish on the middle one, and on the bottom one, we're a little below 100. So we do not have the fan on, so let's turn the fan on. And let's give it about 5 minutes and see what it does to the temp. All right, I just wanted to show you this, like less than a minute of it being on. It dropped the temp down, so it's recirculating here. And remember, this is not drawing air in, it's just recirculating the smoke and the air in the cooker itself. And it took that top temp down below 150. The middle one is above 150, and the bottom one all of a sudden went up to 150. So it's starting to regulate. So it is making a difference. So we'll keep on watching, give you a couple more look-sees. All right, folks. So the temp has it's been about an hour now. I still got the fan running. The temps on the 3 gauges have all gotten within about 10 degrees of each other. That bottom one has really raised up. It's about 150, 152. The top one is about 155. The middle one is probably the warmest. It's in the 160s. The PID is still reading 161. That's what it's set at. And these gauges are probably not the most accurate. But I've got some Oklahoma Joe pucks that I put one on the top shelf, one on the bottom shelf. You can see the smoke there. And let's see what we're reading here. So 150-ish, a little bit of 150-ish on the top one. And let's take a look at the bottom one. So that one too. That one's even a little bit warmer. So it definitely has evened out the temp. You want to take a look at the Polish sausage? Oh man, look at that. Ah. So we'll keep on. That was smoke, by the way, from a pellet grill. Imagine that. So we'll keep on smoking here, and we'll give you a look-see. But this fan is definitely working great and done a great job to even out the temperature throughout the pit. So, like I said, maybe I tell you what. I'll give you a look-see when we're done with the Polish sausage, and we'll go from there. All right, folks. There's our Polish sausage smoked. Got a nice little smoke ring, nice and juicy in that. I tell you what, folks, that modification to the Pellet Pro vertical smoker, it's a heck of a modification. It's a really nice accessory. Is it 100% needed for your vertical pellet smoker? No, it's not. It'll work just fine, but it really helps to even out the temperature up and down from the lower parts to the higher parts of the pellet grill. So, folks, hope this was helpful. SmokedaddyInc.com. I'll leave the link down below. I'm not even sure what they're charging for it, to be honest with you. But thumbs up, leave a comment, and as always, folks, thanks for watching.